Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Renisha and I'm the creator of Intent Accents, which is my online store where I sell my very own handcrafted home accent pieces, many of which are actually multifunctional. So I hope that you will head over and check that out after finishing this video. If you're returning, thank you so much for taking the time to click on another video. I'm excited to have you here and I hope that you enjoy what I show you today. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to 3 more items and they will be available on my site this Friday. They'll actually be posted on the site before Friday, so you can still check them out just to get a close look at the pictures, but they're going to be under the Coming Soon tab. So they won't be available for actual purchase, but they will be on there so you can get a look at it before they're actually released. If you have any questions, just comment below. You can comment on my social media pages, whatever's easiest, but just let me know what you're thinking and if you have any questions. So let's get right into it. All right, so we're gonna hop right into it with one of my favorite designs, which is the Transformable Art Table. If you were able to watch the previous video, you know all about the ins and outs of how the Transformable Art Table works, but if you didn't, no worries, I will get you up to speed. So this piece is actually made up of 4 wood panels that have been hinged together, and it's able to transform into a table, an accent table, a nightstand, whatever type of table you're needing. It actually can transform very easily. So we're looking at it right now in wall art form. Each of these panels is about 20, I think a little below 22 inches in height, and then the overall width is around about 48 inches. I chose very rich colors for this piece, so there's a really nice emerald that kind of is very pronounced, kind of takes over the piece, but then it's also combined with white, gold, like a caramel almost type gold, with some grays, and then there's subtle little splashes of like a marine blue that's also really nice. Again, very subtle, but if you really look in, you can see those little splashes. And then, of course, there are the gold lines, and I also did copper lines on this, so it's really nice. This is another one of the pieces that gives like an earthy feel to me. There's also these cute little plastic silver diamonds that create the lines along each of the panels, which gives it a really nice texture that I feel complements the kind of natural feel. It is finished along the rim in a gold paint, which is gonna work perfectly when I show it to you in the table form because the hinges are also gold, and so it just gives it a really nice clean look on the edges. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take it off of the wall, get it in table form so I can walk you through all of those details. All right, so we are now looking at this piece in table form, but before I close it up, I wanted to show you what it looks like on the inside so you can see the little shelf that provides the storage for you. So again, once it's closed, you'll be able to put items in from over the top and it will rest on this shelf. So you do get storage in this table as well. I have this panel swung open. It is not a door, so you don't want to make a habit of swinging it in and out. You just want to, once you take it off the wall, swing this panel around, hook it with the latch system that you see here, hooks around a screw that is also here, and that's on the top and the bottom. And then, again, to use it as storage, you just want to over the top. So if you want to take the shelf out, no tricks to it, you just slide it right out. But I mean, why not have storage if you can have storage? I mean, you can never have too much storage, in my opinion. The inside is lined with a really nice fabric. It's very soft, very smooth, and that was done intentionally because of the type that was used on this prototype. I wanted to make sure that any items, any cloth materials that were put in there would not be snagged. So really soft material lines the inside, stapled and glued into place so it's not budging. And then your D-ring hooks for hanging. want to hold on to the top, lean it back, latch that like so. And then we have the top piece, which is a square piece that is a little less than 16 by 16. It is painted in a black paint. You can still see a little bit of the wood grain underneath. I don't know if you can tell, but you can still see a little bit of it. And then it's hand painted with gold gilding along the rim. And then the bottom is the same. You can tell which side is the bottom though, because it has a shallower depth and there's more of the wood grain shown on the bottom half, the bottom side. But yeah, so it's 16 by 16, so it is a bit of an overhang. This is actually one of the larger chops that I've done for the transformable art tables. So it's a lot of room on here to do, whether you wanted to do a lamp and something else. I think it would actually be really nice to complement kind of that earthy natural feel of it and put maybe a plant, if you have like a medium to large plant that you want to put on there, and maybe you do the pot in like a black or maybe even one of the colors, pull one of the colors from the table and do it on the pot and then have your plant. I think that would be really pretty in a foyer, if you want to put it somewhere with art that complements it, next to a chair. So many places you can use this piece, especially knowing that it's storage. I know for some people they like to put like socks, bottled waters, different things like that for their guests in like a small bin or a basket. And so I love that with this, if you have something that is lightweight, that's not going to be too much trouble to take off of it, it's a very nice little way to conceal whatever it is that you want to be easily and quickly accessible when you have guests. So yeah, this is the transformable art table. All right, so next we have another one of the Lazy Susan wall art pieces. We did have a few of these on the last video that I did for you, so you may already be kind of familiar, but we're gonna go over this one also, just in case. So this one is also a resin pour, so it has that really nice reflective quality, which you can see my lights picking up in there. It has colors that are kind of pink, purple, kind of like a lighter and darker pink, as well as a lighter and darker teal that's separated by a little bit of white, and then you have subtle little copper-like tones that are also mixed in. Pink glitter that is combined with more iridescent glitter. And if you go to the website, there's actually a video of it spinning so you can get a good idea of just how sparkly it is. I don't know that this camera is doing a great job of communicating how pretty it is when you see all the glitter hitting the lights. Then we have brown gold lines that are also resin poured lines. And I didn't do the glitter very thick, so you can actually see the layers of color underneath it, which I really like. And then we finish it off just as we do with most of our resin pieces, with a gold and white and copper metallic lines. So sometimes I will let the paint just run off the sides and leave it like that. On this particular one, I wanted to finish it off, so it has a really nice finished gold rim. And then on the back side, it is finished in a nice walnut stain. And if you're not familiar with Lazy Susans, it's basically just on a disc that spins. So when you set it on a surface, it just spins. So you can put snacks on there, you can put books, whatever you want to display, but it's gonna spin. The nice thing with the Lazy Susans that I make, I also include a hole on the underside. You can see that there's a hole on the underside that is perfect for hanging the Lazy Susan on the wall. You don't want to use a hook unless it's just like a thin hook. If you have a screw, you want to leave it extended and make sure that it goes all the way through the hole, because there is a space between the disc and the actual platter. There's a space, so you want the screw to extend all the way. Place it on the wall, and you can turn it at whatever angle you want. I think this piece is a great addition to like a girls' night setup. So I can picture it with like wine or champagne glasses around it, and then have maybe your napkins or your forks and silverware on it, or maybe even a dish with whatever type of snacks or candy inside. All right, so the last piece for the day is the round corner surface. And this piece is one of the single functioning pieces at Intent Accents. And how it works is it actually includes a C-shaped bracket. You can see that. A C-shaped bracket on the back side that allows you to slide it into the corner of a countertop, and so it gives you a little bit of extra surface. Not a ton, obviously, but it's more so for wanting to display something. So say you're having a birthday celebration and maybe you don't want to just sit the cake on the counter. You want to be a little fancy. And so you can use this, slide it in the corner, and set the cake there. If you're having an event, going back to the girls' night, and you want to put maybe a bottle of champagne in the center, or maybe even just your champagne glasses in the corner, and then have things on the back side of it on the actual counter, and then just have this kind of be the focal point of that whole setup. So that was the general concept behind creating this corner surface. It is a resin pour, so you can see that it's really nice and reflective. Your colors, there's like a corally type pink, as well as whites, grays. There's a kind of tan colors underneath, which is actually the wood, because I chose not to stain the front side of it. And so you can still see the natural color of the wood. And it just looks a little bit, you can tell that there's depth to it because of doing it like that. That area looks a couple layers behind the glitter and all of that. So there's several layers of resin that were poured to create this piece. This one also was finished off on the rim in a nice gold, and then there's glitter. I don't know if you can see that. And there's glitter also in there. Any standard color countertop, this would look nice. Now, if you have like a blue countertop, I probably wouldn't go with this, but you know, it could work. It could work. But as far as just like your basic tan, white, grays, anything like that, even if you have like a butcher type countertop or the cement, this would go well with any of those countertops. So any normal, typical countertop colors, this would look really pretty. This piece is about 15 inches in diameter. So again, it's not creating a huge, I don't want to give this impression that it's creating like all this extra counter space. It's just a small little pop to the corner of your counter, and I'm going to actually include a picture so you can see exactly what I'm trying to explain to you, because I may not be doing a good job at all. This bracket will fit if your countertop is about 1 3/8 inches thick. If it's larger than that, it's not gonna fit on there. And I have an older style home, and so it fits fine on my countertop, but I took it somewhere whenever I first made it, and it did not fit on that. And it was like a newer style home, and so it did not fit on that countertop. So I do want to make that disclaimer. And for it to fit properly in the corner, you want to have about a 5/8 inch overhang so that it can sit in that corner the way that it needs to. Not the corner itself, but just your general overhang on that countertop does need to be about 5/8 inches. All right, guys, so those are the next 3 items that will be available at intentaccents.com this Friday. So I hope you saw something that you really liked. Please comment below and let me know what your thoughts are on the size, the color, the embellishments, any details that stood out to you or that you maybe did or did not like. Please let me know. I'm glad to have any and all feedback. I hope that you'll like, share, and subscribe so that you can stay connected and know when I drop my next video. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and yeah, just stay tuned. I have a lot more pieces that I cannot wait to show you. So yes, thank you again, and I'll see you later. Bye.